What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Two brothers ready to give you our thoughts on pop culture news that's been going on and then regular other stuff that we've been up to as well. As always, guys, please check the description. If you want to get straight to the Geek Out news, it's in the description. You can click on that, go straight to the Geek Out news. You don't have to hear about what we've been up to in our lives, what we talk about, real world issues and our thoughts and whatnot. If you want to skip all of that, check the description. It's always there, and you can skip straight to the Geek Out news. On that note, I'm here with Kibz, who I know has had a busy week and a fun week and a lot to update us on. What's been going on with you, Kibz? How you doing?
Hold up, bro. Not this. I'm just signing up to another screening for George Clooney's new film, The Boys in the Boat. But yeah, it's been a busy one, guys. I'm all right. I am tired. I'm really tired. I'm looking forward to the break. Yeah, it's been absolutely full on, and we're trying to get stuff sorted. And yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle. But yeah, this week was horrendous, bro. It was so busy. A lot of running around, but we got there in the end. And yeah, it was it's been good, bro. It's been good. Two good things, actually, three good things happened this week. So yeah, it's been insane. Absolutely insane, bro.
Guys, check out the channel. Kibble done a great interview with go on, but you might as well plug it because you could do it better. But Adam, Deacon, and Jazzie, was it Jazzie?
Jazzie's Zonzolo. These guys are UK creatives, director, writers, actors for a movie called Some Otherhood. This is like their alternate reality version of Another Hood. They've not continued the story, but started kind of fresh. But listen, bless them. We had a great episode. That's on the channel, guys. Some Otherhood is out on digital release as well. Thanks to Adam, thanks to Jazzie for making the time, because originally it was supposed to be a Zoom interview. And Adam's been sharing our stuff like for almost every day. He's been sharing our stuff, which is amazing. So thanks to Adam as well. Yeah, they've crushed it, man. They ended up changing it and saying, look, man, let's meet up in person.
That's what I'm. Well, first of all, it's crazy to just casually say Adam's been sharing our stuff, Adam Deacon, and then yeah, to meet them in person. That's just crazy. It's been amazing for you, man. And I saw the interview, and I'm not just saying it because you're my brother, it's about the Geek Out podcast. I would always be critical. But that was really good. Like, it was a good conversation. Now, what I would probably, it would be amazing if you was to like get him on the podcast, crack joke, talk shit, just shoot the shit as boys, right? That would be a whole funny thing, because I feel like that's what it felt like. But because the agenda of that was specifically to talk about the movie, there was, there was questions and answers. It was like an interview more than a podcast and shoot shit. That would be amazing, but that's a whole different thing. But the questions you asked, not just about the movie, but just, you spoke about their creative mentality, you spoke about the mental health of things, you spoke about this being like an alternate universe of that movie. What I love is it's the Brothers Geek Out podcast, and you kind of like bring references of like, this was like bringing the Avengers together and stuff like that. So you reference comic book stuff, and I really felt like it was a genuinely like great interview with great questions. Like, it wasn't just like simple questions. I don't know how you think of these questions or where they came up from, but I think you do a great job with the questions. I feel it's really good, and they
do your research, bro.
Really cool,
honestly. Thanks to Luke Geeker still. Make sure you check out his episode. It's on the channel as well. Talking to him, and because the week before that I did the panel discussion about mental health, from pain to power, and he gave me some advice, and your nerves will kick in, but he goes, research, and I've done that with every interview we've done. Like, you look at their previous work, you see in their new work what they're looking to do, and like, you just really deep dive into their lives almost, but you want to make it fun as well. So that's why I did the little trivia at the end. I did the same thing for Jeff Rowe. I think the trivias are good because it can catch them off guard. Sometimes they know it, sometimes they don't. And, some jokes happen in between then. But I think personally, listen, bro, they gave me the time. And as I said at the end, your time is valuable. Thank you for meeting up in person. Like, I wish, that's why I said, like, moving on forward, I want to start a Patreon page, to kind of help the podcast. but I want to help. I want to get better kit for us to give you guys better quality videos. Now, it was such a last minute change from Zoom to they want to meet you in person. That's a day. I couldn't. Last time I borrowed my friend's cameras, thanks to Rob and Ali for hooking that up. This time I was like, I've got cameras, but what's going to be the best quality? I ended up using my phone, my old digital camera, and a GoPro. I wish the quality was better, bro. That's what brings it down for me. That's my constructive feedback. But I know that now, so that I know that next year there's more opportunities going to come, bro. We had another great opportunity this week, which was our first connection with Lion Gates, and I got to see a movie. This movie comes out in 3 months, in February, bro. It was called The Iron Claw. It's based on. Hold on, let me, because I want to do this film.
What does the connection mean? Like, what's that? What is that?
So you know, like getting in contact with the studios.
Oh, I see. Okay,
And then people are starting to see the work online as well. So, you know, studios are starting to get in contact with us as well.
Oh, wicked.
So that's amazing that the podcast is coming to a point now where, you know, it's always a blessing to work with studios like Warner Brothers and, you know, all the other ones that we work. Paramount have been absolutely amazing. I never thought, you know, it would come to a point where, but this year has been insane, bro. Like hardships.
There's another big thing that you'll
Yeah.
probably mention in a second. But yeah, I mean, when you mention in these studios, I mean, bro, think about when we watched, you know, for example, Kidulthood. Back when I was in uni, or was I in college? I can't remember.
About 12 years ago.
12 years ago, like who would have thought that you would meet them guys now and just kind of have an interview with them and talk to them, meet them in person? I mean, you mentioned that in the podcast as well, and I think that was great in the interview as well. I think that was great that you just showed your gratitude towards meeting them in person. It's like this was a starstruck moment, guys. Honestly, like because like who would have known? But I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, you know, go and carry on, bro. But I had to jump in with that because it's been amazing.
Yeah, no, it has. So, like, you know,
you spoke about the claw.
so the Iron Claw, which is based on the wrestling family, the Von Erichs, the brothers, and so thank you to Lion Gates for the early screening, because I know this is on the run for like Oscars and BAFTAs and stuff like that, award ceremony. It's already out in the States, but it doesn't come out to the UK till February. Bro, shit, holy shit, what a film. Like, and I'm going to give you guys a brief description. This is based on a true story. It's based on this family and the brothers. It's based on a father's dream that is put on to their kids, and the mental health aspects of that sort of dream being put onto the kids. Fucking hell, bro. By the end of the movie, I was with Aaron. Shout outs to Aaron J Watches. We did an episode as well early this week, so that'll come out soon. Aaron was there and we were bawling, bro. Bawling. Ugly cry, almost ugly cry moment, bro, because it's about family, it's about brotherhood. And Zac Efron, bro, if he, you know, like, he's done great with his catalog of movies, but this was good, bro. He put on such a performance, and I know the story slightly. I did a little bit of research and about this wrestling family and what they did for the industry. And, you know, they are in the Hall of Fame for wrestling for what they did in their hometown and how they took it worldwide.
We're talking about pro wrestling here, by the way, right? Yeah.
What, you know, like WWE.
Yeah, that's pro wrestling. Yeah.
Pro wrestling, yeah. But the brotherhood, bro, I think that got me the most, and it's one to watch, bro. Honestly, when you get the chance, check that out. It's a beautiful movie. It's hard hitting, very hard hitting, and I think families are going to really take it on. And as a father as well, we don't mean to do it, and we have dreams for our kids of what they want to do and what they, you know, how they want to be, but they have to find their own way. The important part of the main message of that movie, and this is no spoilers, is making sure you can communicate. Communication is key, bro. And, you know, what those brothers went through, what that dad went through, what the mother went through, is insane, bro. Like, it's based on a true story and what these guys were going through. Great movie. Iron Claw comes out in February in the UK. Massive shout outs to Lion Gates UK. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for that opportunity. Yeah, and then the day before that. So I mean, yesterday, shout outs to Crunchyroll, who are a anime company. Got to see the premiere of 2 episodes for their new series coming out called Solo Leveling. I haven't watched anime in such a long time. I'm still stuck on the old ones.
I
But
should
this was good.
subscribe to them. Crunchyroll, they have an app which is like Netflix for anime, I believe. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure it's Crunchyroll. Yeah, so Ash is a subscriber. He's going. He loves his anime, but he specifically got it to go watch all the Dragon Balls and Naruto's and all that stuff on there.
Bro,
Um,
listen, very, very good animation, very good manga. It's based on a manga comic book. They've done it into a series now. It's based on portals opening up into the world and different sort of demons and what sort of powers it's given to human beings because of those portals being open. And it's about this dude who is like the weakest link in that chain of, they call them hunters. They've got different levels of powers. And yeah, absolutely sick. Saw the first 2 episodes. So shout outs to Crunchyroll for that. And yeah, man, Monday, bro. Monday. I'm not Monday. Tuesday. Holy shit, man. I fucking met the King of Atlantis. What a full circle moment, bro. That is a full circle
did you
moment.
know you were gonna meet him? Because you didn't
No,
mention anything, and then all of a sudden you're there, and Mr. Handsome Jason Momoa is there, the King of Atlantis, Aquaman himself. And it's just like, what the hell's going on? Like, Kib, you're there, you're meeting him, and then you get a picture with him. Like, tell us about it.
but
How did that come about?
so shout outs to Warner Brothers UK's team. You guys are absolutely awesome. Shout outs to DC UK Comics for that amazing opportunity. I genuinely thought it was going to be like an early fan screening. They said, meet us in this location. I looked at it. I saw that there was a cinema close by, but they said, come to a place called Glass House. We'll have some pizza and catch up. Bro, my guy was walking around casually. He's doing interviews. He's meeting up with people, then met up with us and just chilled with us for a moment. And then, took the photos, chilled with us for a bit longer, walked around. Bro, it's an unreal moment. I mean, for me, again, shout out to the Geeker still as well, because originally when this all started off and our journey started off 6 years ago, sorry, 5 years ago, when we first did Aquaman is our first ever, well, proper premiere, but we got the first time I got to meet the Hollywood people, Peter Safran, who's now head of DC with James Gunn as a producer. I met him and I met James Wan, who's the director. And now, like all the way, they use my name in the trailers, the posters, fucking billboards, and then suddenly 5 years later, I'm standing with him. And cool guy, very cool, very handsome, very, wobbly knees. You get wobbly knees, people get wobbly. He's giant, bro.
He
I feel
looked
like he was
giant, and he is a handsome bastard. You would want like your missuses to be like, you can't come. Like there's no space for you. Like I don't want you to be in the vicinity of him, because if I stand next to him, it takes me down a point, like 10 points or whatnot, and I'm already like a 6 probably on the radar. Take me down to a minus fucking 4. I don't need that in my life right
exactly, exactly.
now.
No, honestly, cool guy, very cool moment. Getting to chill out with the DC family as well. Shout outs to all of the DC family, man. The cyber nerds, DC World, Paul, Tasman, Aspiring Kryptonian, Luke, Neil, get your Comic Cons, Abdul from DC Fanverse, Rob was there from We Have a Hulk podcast. There were so many people there. It was hard to keep up. There was other people that I wanted to meet there, but it was hard to like conversate. There was other people that were there from the industry and stuff, but no, insane moment. I don't think I'll ever forget it. I don't think I ever will. I mean, Alara was like, "Oh, Daddy, you met Aquaman," when I came in the house. That luckily finished up early. I got to see her before. But then she did something amazing as well today, which made me feel really proud, bro. Like that's, that night she was like, when I got in after seeing Aquaman, Jason, she was just about to go to bed. She wasn't feeling well. She was really tired. And I was like, oh, you got your performance. You're going to sing. You've been practicing your lines. And she goes, oh, Daddy, you met your superhero today. And I was like, yeah, of course. But you're my superhero. She's my superhero. And we kind of laid down in bed together. And she was like, oh, Daddy met Aquaman. So she was excited. But she did her play today, bro, which was amazing. Seeing her on stage, and she loves to be center of attention. She always has been. Alhamdulillah, it was a beautiful, beautiful moment to see her. And then we went to like during the end of the assembly, we went round to go see her, but she came running down the stage to see us, and she almost cried because she thought we were walking away, and it was like, no, Daddy, we were coming round to see you. But really happy. Neil was there as well, which was really cute. Yeah, that was a highlight. That's a highlight of the week for me personally. Yeah, proper highlight of the week. I think proper dad moment. Like it was just like she was so cute, bro, and she's with her best friend. Her and Willow just they're inseparable. That's it. It reminds me of like me and Dwayne, bro. She's good, man. She's a performer, bless her. And you can see that she loves the stage. Mashallah, absolutely cute, bro. Yeah, that was a good moment. This morning was a good morning. Yeah, it was a good morning.
Amazing. I can't wait to see them next week.
Yeah.
I keep saying to the missus, I can't wait to be in London and just squeeze all the kids. Even Idris is a big boy now. I'm just gonna squeeze him.
I know.
Like, I just can't wait. So, nah, that must have been amazing, bro. Like, you've had an amazing. I'm not even saying amazing week. It's been an amazing year, right? Was the Rock was last year, right?
Yeah, The Rock was last year.
Anyway, just been an amazing year, and the growth of our podcast has been amazing. Even though we had a goal of subscribers, we kind of reached it. I mean, we're not there. We're down by like 25 probably subscribers, but what an amazing growth! What an amazing amount of opportunities that you've had. It's fantastic, man. And then I've even helped editing and stuff like that, doing trailer reactions to keep things going.
No, of course.
So at
You've
least
done your
that
part, man.
way,
You've
yeah, I
taken
mean,
over the podcast reign, so you're
yeah,
looking
so
after that.
just to support a little because you're busy out there doing the physical side of things, getting out there and whatnot. So at least I could do is just learn how to do some of the editing and just messing around with things for myself.
I
But
got a few more things to go through with you so that you've got full control of what you're doing as well. So definitely doing that. I think YouTube sent a message as well regarding authentication soon, so I need to sort that out as well. But no, you've done great as well, bro, man. The podcast has grown. Listen, podcast has grown anyway, bro. Like the Apple podcast listeners, Spotify, the questions people put in, the engagement on our socials has risen dramatically, and that's amazing because you want to stay true to what you do. Now, with the goodness that happens to us comes the shit as well. And that's not a bad thing. You know, I spoke about on the podcast with Aaron as well. After that Aquaman thing, bro, my phone blew up, bro. Blew up. And then you've got a couple of haters in there as well. And usually you do comment, delete, and all the rest of it. But direct messages, raw, man. Like, there's some hate, man. We've got so much going on in this world already. I've been deleting messages. It's not even worth reading, bro. As soon as I see the first hate thing, delete. Because I was like, direct messages. Nobody messages me, bro. There's a handful of actual people that listen to this and love this podcast and encourage this podcast. I'll be messaging you back all day, but it's come to a point where it's like that because people feel like they deserve it more. But then they don't want to do the hard work, bro. And this is hard work. We're not getting paid for this. None of us get paid. I need people to know, and people that listen to this podcast, we don't get paid for this. Honestly, it's all because of the joy and the love of cinema. We love movies. We grew up on movies. This is why we do this. It's what we love. It's not about the numbers for us. It's not about the rest of it. Yes, it's nice to see growth. But when people see passion, what Paramount saw in that first interview when they gave us that opportunity, bro, was pure passion. Was that the fact that Paramount said to me, and these are people from Paramount saying, you were so casual and so into cinema, and you made Jeff feel comfortable. It wasn't that you weren't digging for any inside scoop or any beef or the shit rumors that people put out. It wasn't that. I'm here with a creative. I want to be able to talk about creative things. And the same thing with Adam and Jazzie. Like, yes, I'm nervous all the time, but them nerves let you know that you're in that moment. But I wanted to have a conversation with them, bro. I'm going to ask them questions. Questions are going to be asked. But I want them to just be like, because they were comfortable, I was comfortable, everything goes wicked. We talk about cinema. We talk about the creative things. Again, with that one, the messages we got back from like Paramount and the people that look after them. So that was amazing. Like, you guys just had a really nice, honest, cool chat about movie making. This is what people want to hear. So honestly, guys, honestly love.
Amazing.
Yes,
I did want to
you
say
know,
one quick thing on
mm,
that interview as well. You take your time, man, which is really good, and I'm sure that's the skill that you built. But when I was listening to you, like almost like so when I listen to Elon Musk, I'm not trying to compare, but when I listen to him, when someone asks him a question like he's on a Rogan's podcast, rather than splurting out with the answer, he actually goes very quiet. And you're like, oh wait, did the computer freeze or something? But no, he takes a moment to think about what he says, and then he speaks very calmly. And I'm not saying it was exactly the same, but it just reminded me of that because you really take your time and you slow down and you ask your question articulately. You know, you're not just like, yeah, and then the next, and then the next. No, like you really like absorb. You really ask your question, absorb their answer, feedback on their answer based on be it geeking out about something about movie making or whatever, and then carry on with another question. And it felt so genuine. And I just, again, I'm not being biased because you're my brother, and there's loads of interviews out there I love to see, but there was not this forcefulness of like unnecessary hype or unnecessary um big smiles and I don't know how to explain it, bro. You just seemed very I know you, so you just seemed very, I'm Kibz, this is who I am, this is my podcast, and blah 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 blah. I'm just gonna have a conversation with you the same way I would with my brother. Obviously it's a little bit different, but you didn't act any different way. And that's one thing I was gonna pick out. I was like, if Kibz tries to act like a different character, I'm gonna tell him, Kibz, don't do that. But from the Jeff Rowe one and even to this one, you're you. And I'm like, that's, for me, that's very important. Like, be
mm,
you. Because the moment you're like, hey guys, it's da-da-da, I'm with that. And I'm like, Kibz, that's not you. Don't do that,
mm.
please. Don't do
No,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm not
Look,
saying people do that, they're fake and whatnot, but I just want to make sure you're as authentic as you can be. This is why I don't think I could do these things, because you've seen the way I talk. I talk like this. I would fuck that shit up. Paramount would be like, what the fuck? Get your brother back on it. Like, that's why I would never want to do those things unless it was like a, hey man, let's have a 1 hour long conversation. I'm
and
like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what we want to
yeah,
get to, is that being able to get people on the podcast as an episode. I think what I've done, and luckily, bro, honestly, luckily, and thanks to the person at Paramount and shout outs to, there's a special person there that really hooked us up, and I can't say names because it works with the companies and stuff. Bro, with Jeff Rowe, I had 20 minutes. They said 10 minutes. With these two, with Adam and Jazzie, they gave me 30 minutes, bro. Nobody gets that time. It's so difficult to get that much time. So I was like, if I'm going to lay this out, why not do it like what I've been used to? Do it like the podcast. And that's why I called it not interviews. I called it an episode, because it is an episode. So I think, personally, I think with what we've learned from what we do here is what I want to continue doing.
Definitely. And plus things have changed, right? If this was say 10, 20 years ago, you know, you would have had to conduct it as an interview. But podcasts have changed things, because podcasts are just conversations. Now you get very professional ones and this and that, very structured one. But again, I go back to Joe Rogan, who I love. He definitely has changed the game in a way where it's just a conversation. And he has all these amazing people on there, and he just presses record and they fucking shoot the shit, right? And of course, sometimes he has all these scientific people and he does specific research. But I'm talking about just generally, like he would just chill and have a conversation. He'll be himself. He'll swear. He'll crack joke. And I think like because of that, you're able to do that too. And like you're able to be yourself, and that means you're able to be yourself. But if you had to be a host, an interview host, then you're not really being yourself. Your tone of voice might change, your expressions might change, So yeah, no, great job on that. Great job on just
No, thanks,
being
bro.
authentic. I would definitely pick you out if you were someone else. I'd be like, what the fuck you doing, Kibz? That's not you. That's don't do that. So I'm glad you were yourself and you take your time with things. But
I have to, bro. Or my, I'm not a very articulate person, bro. I find it hard. I know people at work find me difficult to work with because I can't articulate myself properly. To really understand what's going on, like information overload sometimes, isn't it? But we've been doing this podcast for 8 years now, so we've trained each other. And I think you can do interviews, bro, because you'd want to do it in a comfortable format. Even like with Jeff Rowe, I think the sitting down helps massively. Even with the guys, I was like, take a seat, relax, chill, be calm, composed. Like, you don't have to be strict back and everything with me. I'd like it to be comfortable because I was comfortable. But yeah, kit, that's the next thing we invest in, bro. I think it'll be important. Next year, we're looking to do some working, bigger. We're going to get Sis involved and get her to go to some of the screenings. But I've got the bug to do interviews and speak more. And I want to do more panels. So I'm planning on doing more panels at Comic-Con next year. I think I want to do that. And I'm working on my writing, bro. So I want to do something kids books as well. So yeah, some things have spurred that's come out of it. It was a struggle this year, bro. Ain't gonna lie, and to the listeners as well, and people who watch this, it's not been easy. It's been fucking hard. It's been so hard. It's been unbelievable. Like, if I was easy to say, you know what, we're getting this interview, I would have bought a camera yesterday, but I can't because life. This year took a toll financially and mentally. I'm actually surprised we got through this. I know you took over the podcast for a little while because I needed to rework things and work out how we were going to survive, because wifey was on maternity. I'm the only one getting paid. Mortgage was going up. Cost of living was going up. Bills were going up. And I was like, I got to do this by myself. Yes, it's nice. You can ask for help. That's, but there are some things you can do it. You will be able to do it. And I know people have been struggling and finding it hard to do things. Living proof of it, and G-Man knows. I tell him everything, whatever I'm going through and what I'm struggling. There's a reason why I didn't do the podcast for a while, because I needed to rethink on how we're going to survive, how we're going to do this. And then, there's more shit going on at the moment. So we have to get by. You have to be strong. You have to talk. Talk. If you've got a partner that's always there to listen to you, that's going to help 100% more. But talk is so important. Even Adam said it on the podcast as well. Like, he thought he was going to have a stigma to his name because of what he suffers and what he goes through, but he put it out there anyway, bro. And he spoke about it. He talked about it. He understood what he has to do to get back into being creative. I totally understand that and know that, because it's not an easy struggle going through everyday life as well. So just to the listeners out there, and somebody messaged me the other day saying, man, you get great opportunities, blah, 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 this and that. And, how, why, asking all those questions. And then I keep telling them, if you do not love what you do, and don't get me wrong, I think some of the quality and some of the stuff that we do, it's not 100%. But because we love it and we want to do it, you're going to do it. You could start off with anything. I think the problem is that people don't kind of see is that they want to have everything perfect 100%. And I can understand that as a creative. But if you want to get yourself out there and you want to do things, just record on your phone, man. Do it. We do it. We still do it.
That's how we still do it. And that's how we started. Like, yes, I got a mic down with it, but it's all fucked up here. This is not good. Like, you can see the quality. It's not good. Like, you don't know what happens before when we get started. Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you. Can you see me? I can't see you, bro. What the fuck? Things not working. Turn it off. Log back on. The
It's
shit
long,
that we
yeah.
go through before we press
Yeah.
record is job. No, I listen, man. Like, I think you've done an amazing job. We all go through our own shit. And whatnot. I go through my own shit as well, mentally and all that sort of stuff. But you're right. It's just about communicating with your brothers, your sisters, your partners, your friends, loved ones, whatever. And just not, as cheesy as it says, don't give up. Just keep moving. Just keep going. Just keep going through the process. You know what I mean? Because there's always an up. And this is hard to say, but there's shit going on in the world that fuck, we would have been, fuck. We are privileged. This
Privilege.
is a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Yes,
honestly.
yes, we have our bad days. Yes, we have our mental health issues. We have our own issues. Yes, this is a privilege.
Privilege,
You know what I
such a
mean?
privilege.
Bloody hell, it's crazy. But no, listen. Speaking to your friend today, not that I'm a financial expert, even though I work for the Wall Street Journal. Next year, sorry, hopefully the interest rate should drop. He was telling me about something. There was a meeting yesterday, and they're looking to do four cuts in the year, which means he just said basically means that the interest rates are looking to drop 4 times in the year next year. So hopefully it's a good thing. I've been doing something, but I'm on a 7% interest rate, and interest is haram, guys. I know. I'm working on getting the fuck out. Back then, I just did it. I'm like, I'm gonna face the consequences. Just this year, I've been a lot more focusing on my religion, and I know I always knew interest was haram, and I will pay for that in my own ways. So I'm not even making no excuses. But because I'm wary of it so much now, I'm finding ways to be like, I need to get the fuck out of this, right?
Mm.
So that's why I've got these plans in place where I've been implementing to get myself out of my mortgage. And when I say get out of it, like obviously I want to keep the financial benefits that I've got and whatnot. So I'm trying to just make moves and whatnot. But I found out I was on a 7% interest. I'm like, son of a bitch, you guys are killing me here. So anyway, little basic financial advice, guys, or news that I'm not an expert on, but interest rates should be going down next year. And yeah, it's just long. But for my side, bro, I have not had the same exciting week as you. I did not meet Aquaman or none of that shit. But I've been fucking ill, you know. I've come down with
Mm.
something last Friday. And then ever since then, just been trying to kick it. And then this was my last week of full-time training before I come back to the UK next week. And I'm going to train, but when I mean full-time, I'm talking about martial arts, right? When I talk about training, I mean martial arts. I'm always doing shit in the garden, yoga and kettlebells. I'm talking about martial arts. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll do my martial arts this week. And I missed a couple weeks in the last couple of weeks because I've been traveling and this and that. So it's been on and off. So I was like, cool, this week we're gonna get a full-time weekend. And then next week I head to London and then I'll just do, garden work, stuff in the garden and stuff.
Mm.
And then I fall ill. And then Monday I'm just feeling basic and I'm like, oh man. And back in the days when I was young, I was like, fuck this, man, let's go. And I would go push it. But now I'm older, I gotta protect myself. It's not smart to train hard when you're not well. You've got to let your immune system get better and whatnot. You can't make it worse. Also, now I'm a bit more considerate towards other people. I can't wrestle and do jujitsu with people while I'm ill and spread that around. I'm a lot more considerate as well. So yeah, I haven't been able to go martial art this week, and it's just kind of bugged me. That's what bugs me more than anything when I'm sick.
Mm.
It ruins my schedule, it ruins everything. So that's been a bit annoying. But I have worked out home, and I mean I've got a sore throat now. My nose is all clogged up and shit. But I'm still working out home. I've been doing this new thing. And again, I'm always, I love my health and fitness, and inshallah, one day that'll be my life. But I've been doing this new thing, um, or trying to put into my routine is like as soon as I wake up, wash my face, pray and all that stuff, and then go straight outside to the around and walk around the block or just walk to the park, like little playground
Yeah.
area. Get some direct sunlight, but also take off my sandals and have my bare feet to the ground. I'm talking about soil, grass, not
Mm-hmm.
concrete and whatnot. And they like call it earthing, right? And it's just
Yeah.
about like an energy from the earth. Like some people might say this is some hippie shit and whatnot. I'm like, you know what? I'm taking a walk. I want to get sun. Why don't I just fucking stand in the grass anyway? And then work on my breathing and then focus on my missus is all about all this sort of stuff. So she was telling me about it's about focusing on your feet and on the ground and the connection between the ground and all this. I'm like, listen, I'm out there anyway. Let's do it because a lot of healthy stuff we could do without even trying. Like for example, getting the sun. Like okay, like I don't like if even if you're just living your regular day and you go out, you're gonna get sun contact, right? I mean, like you're gonna get a bit of sun contact. But earthing is one thing you just don't do. You never go out bare feet and just play
Mm.
around in the grass or soil or whatever, like sand or something like that. You never do that. Maybe sand at the beach, but I'm just talking about really connecting. Um, that's one of those things you never do because you always got shoes on, sandals on, and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, I'll start doing that. So I do that, and then I come into the cold plunge. I finally filled it up enough where it comes up to my waist. It's still coming higher. I'm still gonna take my time and fill it up with ice cold fridge water and whatnot. Putting ice
Cool.
in there, spend 5 minutes in there, do some breathing, and then I do a little bit of workout in the garden. So that's been me. I'm still trying to kick it, but I feel freaking basic right now. I've got a podcast with Glenn from What Heroes Do.
Yes.
I think he's gonna do it. It's gonna be like an end of year sort of podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna catch up with him straight after this, actually. So that should be good. Looking forward to catching up with him and just talking about highlights throughout the years and stuff like that. And we should do that as well when I'm in London, bro. We should do like a highlight for the year sort of
We'll
thing.
do it. We'll definitely do a highlight episode.
Yeah, and then I got a bloody work call, which sucks. But anyway, yeah, other than that, just living the week in Dubai. Dubai is the usual Dubai, man. It just fucking cracks me up with the basicness out here. But um, yeah, no, that's been my week. Not as fun as yours, but that's been the week. I have my own shit going on, and I make fun of whatever I got going on, I guess.
No, I understand, bro. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. That's the main thing that you're all right. We doing the best we can, and yeah. That's me on my side, bro.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's get into it. Guys, we'll start off as usual, the first segment, real world issues. If you don't want to hear this, please, again, check the description, go on and skip this and whatnot. But we have to talk about it, especially when things do come up. First of all, again, free Palestine, free Palestine,
Hmm.
free Palestine. I'm always going to say it, and this is what I was referencing earlier when shit's going on in the world where, our life ain't, we're fucking privileged. But look, again, bloody hell, man. I'm not gonna go into it again. I keep saying that, but I end up going into it. But this week there was supposed to be a vote for a ceasefire,
Mm.
and guess who was the only one that opposed it? The US. UK decided not to answer, and all the other countries, I think it was like Japan and a few other like Russia and whatnot, all were for the ceasefire, permanent one. It's just crazy how one country, the USA, can veto that and just allow children to die. Now they make up excuses and shit, but the fact is children are dying. The fact that you can't be strategic and whatever the hell you guys are, because you're supposed to be the rulers of the world, quotation mark, and all this sort of, the fact that you can't say, yes, we veto, no, we want the ceasefire, but we're gonna still military strategize to get rid of Hamas or something like that to avoid the civilian casualties. Like, not even that kind of strategy comes out of these people. It's like it's weird how one country can veto it and just allow children constantly to get bombed. Literally, that's how it is, because it is children getting killed and innocent people, women and old people and stuff like that, and men as well. But the fact that there's no strategy behind it is ridiculous. But saying that, there was an immediate, like, couple days later, a UN thing that happened as well, which was, again, has no legal things, which is always weird when they do it, but there was a global vote again, bro, like 150 countries voted ceasefire.
Mm.
11 or something like that voted against it. Again, USA, Israel was a part of it, some other colonized little islands and shit, and then a few didn't answer. But what this is showing, even though that I still don't understand why they do that and then no action's been taken. But what this shows is the whole world are with the Palestinian people. Like, they know what's right and wrong. Now, what happened, was horrible to innocent people on October 7th or whatnot. But the fact that the whole world is with the Palestinian people and humanitarian crisis there, it goes to show who's right and who's wrong, who, like, all these claims about self-defense and human shield, it's bullshit. And the world
Yeah,
sees
yeah,
it.
yeah,
The
yeah,
world
yeah.
has seen it. The world has spoken up. And even I started hearing things about the US is like saying stuff, like Joe Biden said something about Israel, and Israel's like still doing this shit. They're losing support. Like, they're losing. They're losing support from the world, first of all, and they're losing support from even their allies. You got even people like
Hmm.
the guy from France and lonely people who have made Islamic phobic comments and stuff back in the days. And this is not an Islam thing. They're looking at it as human beings, which is a good thing. That's the way you're supposed to look at it. And
Exactly.
even they are turning around and against them. They're losing allies. They're really losing this, and they're really showing who they are. Like, from becoming the victim, quotation mark,
Hmm.
to now to the point where it's like you guys are showing yourselves to be like the murderers, the killers, the terrorists, and whatnot. Like, you need to stop. If you were really the good guys, you would have shown that from the beginning. But instead, this rampage of murder and destruction is really showing your true colors. And that government needs to go. This ceasefire needs to happen. I don't know how they make it happen. I still don't understand this UN shit and how one country can veto it. But more action needs to be taken by world leaders, and a lot I have already. The people need to talk. We need to keep, talk. We should never stop. And again, I keep saying this, like, the reason why there's this big uproar is because innocent people are dying, children, women, old people. If it was all Hamas, nobody, yes, the free Palestine thing will be out there forever. That's a humanitarian thing anyway, right? Those people deserve human rights just like everyone else. But the uprising in this war, people wouldn't be as bad because, okay, you've just killed the other government or the terrorists, like terrorists killing terrorists. Who gives a shit, right? But
Yeah.
because innocent people are dying, that's why everyone is speaking. That's why I'm speaking. Otherwise, bro, I would sit back and say, "Hey, free Palestine. Those people deserve a human life." But in regards to the war and the death, I wouldn't be saying that. And I'm like, terrorists killing terrorists. Fuck them. Let them kill each other. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But when human beings and innocent human beings are dying, that's why we all speak up and we should speak up. And even the corporate media has no choice, but they're speaking up a little bit as well. They're asking a little bit of difficult question. We always talk about Piers Morgan. Listen, I'm not going to say the word that we call him or whatnot, but I give him credit, but he's still biased. He recently came out with some Islamophobic stuff saying that, you know, it's women convert or revert to Islam because they want to be oppressed and all that stuff. Like, bro, your true colors are coming out. Why would you say these horrible things? And you're showing, yeah, I think you made a little apology video or whatnot. But it's like, bro, don't do these things. Don't say those things because you know it's not true. If you really wanted to have a discussion, you would ask people about Islam. But instead, he really showed his true colors. But anyway, watching those things, watching BBC and all that other sort of stuff, which I don't really follow much, but they are now starting to ask a bit more serious, difficult questions, which is a good thing. Inshallah, this stops, man. The people of Palestine, man, they need their freedom. They need that. You know, recently the Israeli ambassador in the UK, she came out and said it straight. We don't want a two-state solution. Like, they really showed the true colors. Like, they don't want a two-state solution.
Yeah.
And you know what happened immediately? Like, they started cutting it out. They're trying to hide it. It's already on the internet. It's too late. It's out there now. And even some people have come out and said, "Oh, she was wrong. She was wrong to say that." It's like, oh well, oh yeah, the true colors came out. Like, the true agenda came out. You wanted to steal the land, which has always been their goal, and you don't want to give them a two-state solution. So it's come out. They've really fucked themselves. And you know what? I'm gonna say this honestly. Like, the innocent people of Israel, they deserve to live peacefully as well as the innocent people as Palestine. Like, honestly, they should. I wish there's a year, a time where they do live peaceful with each other. There is hugs and kisses. You can visit each other's countries, and no one's brainwashed. You stop brainwashing the children. Either side. I know it happens everywhere. That person's your enemy, man, and you start brainwashing them with love. Show love. They're your brothers and sisters too. And I hope that happens one day because we need that. We need that. Like, history is history, right? History is history. Israel's going to be a state. That's history. Whether you go back, the stolen land, 1948, the Nakba, all of that stuff. I know. And history, we should never hide history. History is history. But the fact is, there are millions of people there. You can't. That's it. They've claimed that land. It is what it is. You can't do nothing violent to get rid of them, right? That's horrible, right? Those innocent people, you know, like, you can't get rid of them. I know this whole river to the sea thing. Like, there's got to be a way where they can definitely live together in harmony. But to say one group of people's got to go now, it's fucked up. And listen, when I'm saying this, I'm saying it because I feel like I'm trying to be honest as a human being. Like, history is history. They stole the land. I know it's hard to say, but it's too late now. You can't get rid of that many million people. Unless they all willingly say, "Oh, we'll just move to the US," but that's horrible. Like, let them. It's done. But let's not forget history. That should be a part of the history books. This is what happened. They came in as colonizers. They stole the land, but there was so much war. But eventually, we got rid of all the corrupt terrorist governments from both sides, and real human beings got together, and we formed a two-state solution. They had their land, we had ours. Yes, it was stolen, don't ever forget, people, but we came to a position where we're together now, you know. And you know, like US and Australia and Canada, history is history, right? We can't forget. And the school system, they fucked up, but internet provided us that
Exactly.
history, because school system will never show you that, but they will never tell you the history of how those lands really were stolen from the indigenous people when colonizers came. But now the internet will show you that, and people know this. Cool. It's done now. You can't get rid of America. It's done. Like, it's done. The land's a beautiful place. There's a lot of beautiful things and stuff out there. The US have created, be it hip hop, movies that we love watching, all that sort of stuff. But like, be real with the history. Hey, this is the history. It was horrible. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Right now, it's happening in Palestine, so that's why there's a big uproar. But what I'm saying is, like, you can't get rid of them, and I think a two-state solution, two countries living by side, and to start educating the children about love each other. Let's love each other. Let's pull it all apart. Let's love each other. Let's build a beautiful place. And inshallah, one day that will happen. And that's it. I can never say that the Israel needs to go, because like I said, it's too late. You can't do that stuff, man. Millions and millions of people, you can't. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be a human. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to say that they have to go because that's
I know, bro. I
it's
know.
not.
I know.
I
And
just feel
that's,
like it's, you know. But don't forget the history. History is the most important thing.
I think that's what they, I think that's what they've messed up on, like dramatically, is history and not telling people about their history and what it was. You know, the way they went on about it was like it was fine, it's all good. You know, we were handy dandy. They just gave it to us. It's all good.
There was
You
no
didn't tell
people there.
them.
That's the thing. There was no people there. It was an empty land.
You
You
killed them,
know,
you motherfuckers. You fucking
that's a lie.
motherfuckers. Sorry.
Lying ass motherfucker. Bro, yeah. I mean, but that's the
Anyway,
propaganda. That's what they do. Look, that's the strategy of colonization. That's the strategy of when you're trying to steal a land. Like you throw those propaganda out there. You brainwash your children. You brainwash people to make it think it's okay. Seth Rogen said it. Like he's fought that, and then he went there and found out he done. No, he didn't go there, but he done the research, and he was like, you didn't tell me people were there. Like, fuck no, I'm not coming there. That's horrible. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's the strategy. You brainwash. You use the corporate media to brainwash the public to make it believe like that you're the victim and there was no one there and blah, blah, blah. You have to remember the history that these people, they came up, the Europeans and the US didn't want them. They didn't want them, right? That's how anti-Semitic this part of the world was. And Palestine, even though they were forced there, but they welcomed them as brothers and sisters and cousins and whatnot. They welcomed them. And then what they welcomed was not immigrants. They welcomed, what they didn't realize, they welcomed colonizers. But you have to remember the Western world did not want them, but the Arab world accepted them, right? So let's not
exactly.
forget that history, man. Let's not forget that
Yeah.
and pull it that way. They were welcomed as brothers and sisters, as cousins, where the people in this Western world now rejected them. You know, anti-Semitic. I found out recently in World War II, Winston Churchill didn't go to war, and I don't know the full history, but he didn't go to war with Nazi Germany because they were killing Jews and they were anti-Semitism was disgusting back then, obviously, because we saw what happened with them. But he didn't go back and say, we need to protect the Jews, let's go to war. No, that had nothing to do with it. Or they only found out after when they saw the concentration camps and like, what the fuck? So they were fucking anti-Semitic too. They didn't want Jewish, like, bro, there's a lot of history that the West didn't want them either, which is fucked up. But anyway, forget Jews. I've said this, the word, the religion of Jews. Now it's a Zionist thing. And now they're trying to put the propaganda that Zion, if you're anti-Zionist, you're anti-Jew. That's not right. Because real Jewish brothers and sisters know that Zionism is against God's words. It's not really related to Jews. They've hijacked that religion. And I keep saying this as well. We need to save our brothers, our Jewish brothers and sisters' religion as well from Zionism, because they're using that to do what they're doing in Palestine and whatnot. So they're forcing that now. Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitic. That's a bullshit propaganda that they're forcing out there.
No, exactly, bro. Exactly. Prayers, bro. Prayers go out to the people of Palestine, bro.
Praise
Free
go out.
Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine. Honestly, it's gonna be
Donate,
it's
guys.
horrible. Yeah, donate, guys. The links in the description. The links are on our social media pages. Just please do dua, do prayers. It's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking seeing some of that content. It still gets me. The other night I saw some and it was like, yeah, it's just absolutely heartbreaking, man. It's not. I know I talked about the shit I was going through, but it's nothing compared to what other people go through. You know, Sudan, Congo, all of these places are going through such a horrific time at the moment. It's not even that. We're losing pure, innocent children in the process. I don't even know what the words come to now. You kind of think that, you know, we watch movies and reality stuff on TV and stuff like that. You think that these guys are fucking smart, man. They're some dumb motherfuckers, but they're only in power because they've got money and there's other puppets in the background running things. But these are some dumb motherfuckers, man. They're like, this is horrendous. Because in the movies you think they're going to be strategic, they're going to go in, you know, how we're going to kill bin Laden, blah blah blah, which I still don't believe to this day. You know, minimal damage. these guys are gun ho and just killing up everything, man, and destroying. Like what I read the other day about the amount they've destroyed in Gaza right now. It's not even that. Schools, mosques, churches. They don't care, bro. They just want the land, and they've proven themselves and they've showed that. And they can't even keep composed in interviews now.
Oh no, they can't.
Yeah,
And no one, but the thing is, the mainstream media again, bullshit. No one's picking them up and saying, "Well, what happened to the fucking hospital?" And those like you blew up hospitals, you invaded that hospital. What the
they're
fuck
still
was it?
using that same excuse, bro. Human shields, and they've got tunnels down there and all the rest of it. And
They built
every
the
time I hear
tunnels.
that,
Did you see that interview? There was a
yeah,
guy that said we built them, and the people are using. Bro, to this day, all that shit's been debunked, right? But to this day, they're still throwing out there. Oh, they killed babies and they raped women and they cut their breasts. Like all of that was debunked, and you're still using it. But people like Piers Morgan and whatnot, he's not saying, hold on, that's been debunked. Like, can you stop saying? They know they allow them to say that shit still because he's still trying to put it in people's heads, even though that shit's been debunked and whatnot. Not saying that the incident didn't happen on October 7th and innocents didn't die, but they're not even talking about how the Israelis killed their own innocent people because they just panicked and started shooting shit at everyone. Like, be honest. Like, yes, it was a horrible thing. Hamas, some call them resistance fighters, others call them terrorists. I say if you call them terrorists, yeah, cool, they're terrorists. Call the IDF terrorists too. They're both terrorists. So pull them all out there. But what I'm saying is like they're allowing people to still keep on using those narratives and saying, well, that's been debunked by your own newspapers and journalism.
exactly,
So what's
exactly.
going on here? Anyway, moving on. We're always going to speak about this.
Yeah. No, we're always going to speak about this. Definitely, we're always going to speak about this. Yeah, no, we just got confirmation for next week, bro. This screening will be in 3D, bro. We need to get there early and get some good seats, then, bro.
Well,
Yeah, boy.
I land 5 a.m., do a couple of hours work, and then I'm with you. What time is it? 6 o'clock or something?
Yeah, let me see the time. 6 p.m.
Aquaman next
We want to
week.
get there early, bro. So I'm looking to get there early, bro. Let's go there early, grab something to eat, and then go in and watch
On
it.
it, on it, on it, on it, on it. All right, cool.
Let's do that. All right, let's continue,
Move
bro.
on.
Because
Another real world issue within that segment. We R.I.P. Andre Bagua. Is that you say his name?
no, man, hold up. Let's,
Bagua, but like it was Captain Hoult in
yeah, Braugher.
Braugher.
Braugher, Andre Braugher, amazing actor. Man, his catalog of movie and TV shows is enormous. He was originally in a movie called Glory with Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington. He's been in Primal Fear, City of Angels. He did Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Mist, Homicide.
He's done a lot of voices. I think he done like voice acting for one of the DC cartoons, the old Jackie Chan Adventures cartoon. Like
Yep.
he's got a big catalog, man. And I think recently he's more known for Brooklyn Nine-Nine and his hilarious
Portrayal
um
as Captain Hope.
yeah, which was like a very dull, blunt character, but he made it so funny. How do you make a dull, blunt personality hilarious? And he done a great job with that. Absolutely amazing, man. Rest in peace. So young as
He's
well.
wicked. Yeah, so young, beautiful man, beautiful smile. He'll be missed definitely. He had a big presence, and that's one of those shows where we, even if it's on you just watch it. Like
That's a
it's
great
like
show.
it's just good fun. It's light-hearted. It's not serious. He's a great actor, bro. Very good. He was in Silver Surf, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. He was in Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. He's bro, amazing cat. Rest in power, dude. Rest in power. Rest in power. Uh, yeah, such a shame. So young, still so young.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. There was something else I was trying to remember, man. I slipped my mind. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's move on to the next segment. Things we watched. Now, I watched a few things. I watched Squid Game Challenge. I don't know if you saw that, but that was actually quite fun. It was just
No,
Squid Games with real life people and whatnot. And you get really into it. Obviously, you don't die, but you lose the game or whatnot. But it was very intense. You love people, you hate people, you want some people to win, you want some people to lose. You get shocked when people are out. It was deep. It was
excuse
really
me.
good. Very enjoyable and
Okay.
whatnot. Another thing I watched was a movie that just came out last week, Leave the World Behind, with Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, was it Julia
Julia
Roberts?
Roberts, yeah. What was that? How was
Bro,
that like?
bro, it was like full of suspense, honestly. And like you got these actors, you got what's his name? Kevin Bacon was in it as well. You got these amazing actors. Like Mahershala Ali's performance always amazing. Ethan Hawke's awesome. So you're just watching it and you're being suspicious about so many different things. And then and again, no spoilers and whatnot. And the whole film keeps you in suspense. And then the movie ends and you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like what happened? Like, wait, is that it? Like, so some people are like, that's a shit ending. And for me, I'm like, like Pulp Fiction, what the fuck was in the briefcase type of thing. Like, you would never know. You would never know what happens next and whatnot. And it was just kind of like that. I was like, wow, it was so suspense. And when the film finished, you're like
That's
that?
in a way that's good, bro, because you don't get much cinema like that. I mean, just imagine, you remember the way Karate Kid ended, the first one, and it's like you just see Miyagi's face and he's nodding bare proud and finished. Like because I think movies now give you too much of the happy ending of what happens in life and blah blah blah, and this is them 2 months later. Just end it, man, straight. So I think it's quite smart because we had a lot of movies like that in the 80s and 90s, bro, where it just ended and we said the same thing. It's like, oh man, I felt like I was gonna get more, but because we're now more into it, we're like, what the fuck? Like, it feels unfinished. But bro, you know most of the films that we saw, bro, they just ended the way it did. It just
I
ended.
mean, yeah, we'll talk about our retro movie review later. But yeah, definitely. And that's what this one had. And it gives you the opportunity to make up your own story or be like, well, that's the reality. There is no happy ending to this. It is what it is. Very interesting movie, very interesting story. Yes, very interesting stories. I will say check it out. The other thing I saw was Leo, which was an animation, Happy Madison Productions, Adam Sandler and Bill Burr. Absolutely like a nice, it was an animation, so it's a kid-friendly movie. Bill Burr's hilarious. His voice is funny, man. And that guy's,
Yeah.
when he just rants and talks, is hilarious. Great movie. Great movie. Very fun to watch. Adam Sandler's great with movies as well. It's good to see little Nia. Can't wait to squeeze her next week. So that's a fun one you can watch with Alara. Well, Leo, check it out. I watched a great movie, which was Silent Night. I went cinema. So I haven't been
Oh
cinema in
yes, tell us,
ages.
bro.
And I said that if I'm going to go cinema, it was for this. And yes, I was biased. Check out the channel, guys. I put a review up for it. I was biased. I wanted to go support John Woo. That's literally why I went cinema. And I made everything happen to go watch it. Brilliant, bro. Brilliant. And I'm being
Yeah.
biased, but it was good. It was like an old school movie. And talk about a movie just ending. This one just ended as well, kind of like that as well, like an 80s. Listen, John, what I was going into the movie, like one, it was John Woo, and he's a big part of the whole gun fu artistic violence or whatnot, show really portraying art in the form of action, right? And I was thinking, how is he gonna elevate his action style in this movie based on everything that's been happening in the world. Like, the movies, the John
Mm.
Wicks, the extractions, all that sort of stuff. Bro, he didn't. And this is what I loved about it
Yeah.
even more. It was John Woo. And that's what you're like, that's what I went for. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
John Woo style action, car chases, machine guns. There was a little bit of double guns. There's one thing I would have said, I wish there was more double guns because he was known for that, but there was a bit of that. And bro, the whole movie was actually silent. I'm not going to spoil
Okay.
anything, but it was silent. So to do the whole movie and to get the emotions, and he really was able to portray, and check my review, I go into it. He was able to portray the hardship, the trauma that he went through, with expressions and acting and tears and drinking and all that sort of stuff. There was no dialogue throughout the whole movie. No
Mm.
dialogue at all.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely amazing. Wicked movie. John Woo smashed it. Such a fan of him, man. I had to go cinema. I had to go cinema. I feel like that was one of my highlights of the year just because it was like John Woo's back. So definitely a great movie, Silent Night. Check it out, guys.
I hope they do screenings in the UK, or if not screenings, I want it to come out in the UK so I can enjoy it. As soon as I find out my guy's doing this movie, and it's been 2 years in the making, and it's out in cinema, so I really thought it was gonna come out in the UK, but I need to watch it. It's one of those films I want to watch.
When it does, do check it out, man. You won't be disappointed, and you're getting a John Woo movie. You're not gonna be like, oh, that was like fucking Extraction or whatever, or John Wick. He kept it John Woo, which is what I loved. I loved about it. So check it out, Silent Night, guys, in cinema now, not in the UK, but other countries it's out. Check it out. The last thing, I watched Kung Fu Panda trailer, Kung Fu Panda 4, the
Yes.
trailer. Well, fucking wicked animation. Oh, she can't hear me anyway. Wicked animation. Jack Black's back, freaking awesome. Poe is back. Furious 5, love it. Can't wait to watch more of that. There is a trailer for Beverly Hills Cop 4. Haven't seen it yet, but I will do a reaction for that later on. But that is everything that I watched this week. What about you? Anything that you've watched?
No, Iron Claw, Solo Leveling, those are the screenings I saw. We got our screening next week, and yeah, to be honest, I actually haven't seen any TV for the past week.
Cool,
Nothing.
cool. All right.
Bro.
All right, man.
Nothing.
I know it gets busy, but you've seen movies and stuff, so cool. Let's move on to the next segment then. What we've read. I'm still reading that same Spider-Man comic, to be honest with you. It's been a bit slow. But I am in the year 2000s. He's getting old. I was telling you about the clone and whatnot. Peter Parker's really like Peter Parker was the clone who we thought was the clone was actually Peter Parker, so he's getting his life back. Great story, enjoying it. And it's crazy to see like his old enemies like Norman Osborn and them like just getting old and dying as unnatural causes and whatnot.
That sounds good. I've got that book. I do want to read it.
Check it out. That's all I've been reading. My Punisher issue 2 comes out this weekend. So I'm gonna try and pick it up before I come to the UK. But what about you? What you been reading?
Nothing. It's been this whole week, bro. No TV, no reading. It's been busy. We're trying to get these kids in a routine, but we had a busy weekend, so it's kind of just thrown everything off this week, bro. It's today, probably this evening, I'll actually slap on the TV. I think the only thing that we did watch in the background, because without having YouTube and the kid stuff on, was Planet Earth 3, which is really good. I love Hans Zimmer's soundtrack, man. He just breaks it down. I haven't been home past 2 days properly, bro. I want to spend some time with this one here, Nia. She talks more. She's very vocal. She genuinely misses me when I leave the house. She says "Baba," bro. She says "Baba."
I'm seeing it. I can't wait to see her next week, man. I can't wait to just squeeze them all. Awesome. All right, should we move on to the next segment? The MCU. There's a couple bits that came out. So the MCU, Marvel Studios has announced a new Black Panther series coming on Disney Plus, Eyes of Wakanda. This is a part of the animation series that they're doing. So in 2024, we're looking for the X-Men, Spider-Man Welcome, was it Homeschool or whatever the hell it's called?
Yeah.
I think they're calling it, I got it written down here actually. They're calling it Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man Freshman Year, sorry. And they got what was the other cartoon? Yeah, those three. So those are 3 animations that they're working on. What If comes out next week or something like that on Disney Plus.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, looking forward to that.
So that should be good. So yeah, Black Panther. And the good thing about these animations, they're linking it to the MCU, so at least that's good. Yeah. Miss Marvel, there were some awards that came out. I didn't keep a track of all of them. I did note this one down. Miss Marvel won an award for outstanding motion design, but okay, that was there.
Miss Marvel, what?
Miss Marvel, the show, the TV show got.
Oh right, okay, cool.
Yeah. So there was a loads of other awards. Loki won some stuff. I didn't really keep track of it, to be honest with you. Echo. First reviews are really good, and apparently they're saying Daredevil fans won't be disappointed because Daredevil fans, and as we are comparing it to the Netflix show, which was absolutely amazing. One of the best superhero shows out there. They're saying
they did screenings last week for it.
Oh, really?
Some of the guys that I know did interviews with the director, but they said first 2 episodes were it was good. So we're in for a treat. Let's see it. I'm looking forward to it. They're going to release this one all on Disney Plus.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm actually genuinely looking forward to it just because it's going to be, I think, Hopefully very good. And like I said, if it's like Daredevil, it's gonna be sick. Netflix Daredevil is gonna be sick, and they say we won't be disappointed. So looking forward to see how they move forward with
I
that.
heard that's been delayed though.
Daredevil,
Yeah, they've got more delays on it.
basic. I just want to see my guy Punisher back, man. Miss him.
Same, man.
All right, next segment, DCU. Big news
DC
about
Studio, bro. DC Studios. It's no longer the EU.
okay, DC
After
Studio.
Aquaman, it is DC Studios.
DCS then. I'll call it that. DC Studios. All right, well, Nicholas Hoult is our new Lex Luthor. Apparently it's
Confirmed.
confirmed.
Confirmed. It is confirmed, isn't it, Daddy? Yeah, looking forward to it. He's a great actor. And you know, he looks like a Lex Luthor. It'd be interesting. You know,
Yes.
James Gunn has got a great cast in this. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they do. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, Daddy, I'm tired. If you can hear me kissing, it's because I'm kissing Nia. She's sitting here with us, and she looks adorable. She looks actually quite cute. She's woken up from sleep, and you just look.
She's
Cuddly.
so silent. This is the best thing about Nia. We could do a podcast with her right then. She just doesn't kick up a fuss or nothing. She's just so chilled. The most chilled baby ever. I can't wait to see her next week. Brad Pitt as the Flash. Apparently, this might be fake news, but Brad Pitt is going to be the old Flash. You know, in not Barry Allen, but the old. Was it Barry Allen or the older Flash? Or
No,
whatever his
Barry
name?
Allen, and then you had Wally West.
Wally West. He's the older one, right?
Yeah. That's actually a good casting if he is.
Apparently, could be
Oh,
fake news. Next one, Warner Brothers Discovery strikes a deal with Tubi to stream DC movies and TV shows. So I don't know what Tubi is, but I think that's like another, you know, what do you call it? TV platform or whatnot. So yeah, I don't know, but I read that. I didn't look into it too much, but I thought they had their Max app platform to show those shows, but I don't know what's happening with that. All right, moving on to the next segment, Star Wars.
yes.
The Mandalorian season 4 is reportedly going to be released as a movie.
A movie.
Yes, apparently. So I don't know what to expect because when it's a show, you can get a good 3-4 hours of a show possibly.
Exactly.
Like a movie, you're gonna have to cut it down to like 2 hours. Like, I kind of want more. And I kind of like some of the Mandalorian side episodes where he just does a side little mission. They're just fun to watch.
Exactly.
With a movie, we can't really do like a little side mission because you have to get straight to the point. So I don't know. But listen, if they keep the same theme, fuck you know, Mandalorian is just the best Star Wars content out there for me personally. Again, I always say that. So if they keep the same theme, then I'm sure it'd be good.
Yeah, why not, man? I'm sure it'd be fine, bro. It'd be interesting to see what they do, and if they feel like that's the route they want to head to, then why not?
Cool, man. All right. Next segment, what the future beholds. Peacock has announced that they're going to be releasing Twisted Metal Series 2, starring Anthony Mackie. I watched season 1 just recently, and it was actually really fun and enjoyable to watch. And yes, they left it opening with a season 2, and we're going to get it. So I'm for me, that's good news. I'm going to carry on watching it because I enjoyed that show. So that's something that's coming up in the future. Other movie news, the next segment, Kung Fu Panda 4 Tenacious D is officially writing a song for the upcoming credits sequel of the movie, which makes freaking sense. Absolutely amazing.
You gotta definitely.
Yep. Keanu Reeves' home was raided recently, man. Thank God he wasn't home. I know he's John Wick. I know he does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and it's very tactical with his gun. But in a real life situation, you wouldn't want anyone to be in that situation. So I'm glad he wasn't home, and I'm glad he's okay.
No, exactly, bro. Yeah.
So just putting that out there. Mark Wahlberg has confirmed that Uncharted 2 is officially in development with its script already being complete. So the first one was okay, fun, enjoyable. Tom Holland's great. Mark Wahlberg's great. It's kind of fun watching him in a movie like that. So why not? I'll be down for that. Nothing
They got
serious.
good banner, bro. They got good banner. Yeah, nothing too serious. It was all right. It was all right.
All right, talking about banter, Dave Chappelle's leaving us with the year with a Netflix comedy special coming out December 31st, which I'm freaking looking forward
Nice.
to. He's always the
Definitely looking forward
best.
to that.
I recently watched, I should have put this on the what we watched was there was this Netflix things with Chris Rock and fucking Kevin Hart and about a tour that they did together. Freaking awesome. Do check it out. It's like a documentary. And also Kevin Hart's come to Dubai next year in February. So me and Mrs. might go check him out.
Do it, bro. That'd be good.
All right, I can hear Nia in the background. Let's finish up, bro, with some video game news and then retro movies. So video game news.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still playing God of War, amazing. God of War Ragnarok, right? I'm not ready to let go of these characters. I completed it last week. I'm not ready to let go of the characters. So I'm doing everything. I really want 100%. But on that, amazingly, God of War, they're releasing a new free downloadable content on Valhalla. That's
Yep.
freaking amazing. For me, someone who's not ready to let go of Kratos, because bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Apart from Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, which I was invested, but not
Mm.
as much as Kratos. It's like a TV show. Like I'm not ready to let him go. Like when the game's completed, I
Okay.
felt a bit lost. I was like, no, man, no, I don't want to. I want to see more. So anyway, and apparently this downloadable content going into Valhalla is longer than I think it's Call of Duty's game that came out this year. Like
Oh,
this downloadable content is longer than that apparently. So anyway, when I get back from UK, I'm gonna start this Valhalla part.
that'd be
Um,
awesome, man.
Also on the video game front, Blade, we saw a trailer came out. There was a whole video game award thing that came out. Look, I don't follow video games fully, but whatever I capture, whatever I'm interested, I'll put in the podcast. But we're not crazy video game guys. That's Ash, but then he don't have time to do the podcast or whatnot.
Yeah.
But whatever I can capture, I'm gonna capture the whole award and all that stuff. Blade, there's a video game coming out. We saw the trailer. Pretty cool. Suicide Squad, there's a game for that coming
Yes, the
out.
game's coming out. Yes, that's going to be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. And then lastly, The Last of Us. What I saw, The Last of Us Part 2 director really wants to make a Punisher game.
Oh,
Now, I haven't played Last of Us, but everyone says it's amazing. And two,
yes.
obviously, Last of Us was so good they turned it into a TV show, which was very successful. And then three, Punisher. I mean, bro, even if the game is shit, I'm gonna buy it because I'm a Punisher fan. Right? But I would love to see a new age Punisher game because the way storylines are in video games these days, like I feel like they could put a lot of story and emphasis in the character,
I'm sure they
which I
could.
would love,
Definitely.
which I would
I'm
love.
sure they could, bro. Definitely. No, it'd be
All
good.
right, cool. Well, that's it. Last segment that we'll finish off with, which is always retro movie reviews. This is our third one doing this. Now, I know last week you wanted to speak about last summer, right? We could do that now, or I had Tango and Cash on, which I watched.
Let's do Tango and Cash.
All right, let's do Tango and Cash. But that
Yeah.
film, Tango and Cash, 1992, I think it is.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone's, Kurt Russell. What you mentioned earlier about a movie just ending, bro, the way this movie ends is they give a high five to each other. You see the hands interlocked, and then the music comes on, and that's the ending of the movie because they just killed the bad guy. But this movie is awesome. It's so basic, but it's so awesome. Terry Hatcher's in it, absolutely
Yes.
stunning in it, like our Lois Lane and whatnot, just stunning. But this movie's hilarious, bro. It's so good and so bad at the same time, but it's so good. You know what I mean? Those 80s
It's
movies.
cheese, bro.
The
It's
good
like
thing about those 80s movies, sorry to cut you, but they can
yeah.
be cheesy and so good. But a cheesy movie now, it's not good. But a cheesy movie back then is so good.
Yeah, no, exactly that, bro. Bro, for it's movie making at its best, bro. I'm telling you, if they didn't do these movies, we wouldn't get the movies we get now. Honestly, it's like great character charisma on the screen, great action, great, moments. You foolish wanker, is that guy in it with the ponytail?
Well,
That
first of
used to
all,
get me, bro. Is it?
movie came out in 1989, not 1992.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So go on, carry on, carry on.
Yeah. Moments like that. The
He made me
prison scene
laugh
is jokes. Yeah.
because my guy switched between Australian and English.
Yeah.
Bro. And it was so like there was even some cultural appropriation and shit. Like back in the days,
Yeah.
those movies all had that. And Kurt Russell had a go. I don't want to get killed. I want to get killed by an American, not this English foreigner. And I was like, bloody hell, man.
Yeah.
They went out there, but There was that guy with the big jaw who just looked like a
Yeah,
comic
yeah,
book
yeah.
character who was funny. There was the big truck at the end with the machine gun, which you're like back in the
Yes.
day, you're like, that was sick. You look at it now, like that thing is basic, but it was sick. But there was so much movie things at the end in that scene. The car, the so it blew. Someone threw a rocket at it and it was on fire. Right, so you go into the inside of the camera scene with Kurt Russell and Stallone. The whole car, the background, everything's on fire in the car. The camera comes out and the car, just the back of the van is on fire. The back two wheels. You come back in, the whole car's on fire. And I'm like, this is just hilarious, but it's just so funny. And the one-liners that they throw out there, it's so cheesy and so good because it was easy to
Yeah.
watch. There was
Great
nothing.
soundtrack as well. Another one with a good soundtrack, bro. Like I love that sort of, I don't know, that it's that 80s era of like retro music, which is just, or it's just, you can listen to it all day long. But it's a movie again, like it has rewatchability, bro. I don't care how bad the film is and what people think of it, but it's one of those. I'm gonna say it, and probably people will get me later on. I think it's a cult classic. It's one of the action movies that, you know, they were doing team ups, right? Because this is going to be like Lethal Weapon. This is why they did that. When did the original Lethal Weapon come out? Hold on, let me check.
That's another 80 something.
I'm gonna check this because I feel like they went off the back of this and they did that. Richard Donner's Lethal Weapon, 1987. Yeah, bro. Then yeah, hold on. So Lethal Weapon.
And then this one was 1989.
Lethal Weapon 2, 1989. Yeah, bro. It's inspired by Lethal Weapon, bro. Honestly. That buddy cop movie with two different characters that maybe not get along, but they do get along. It was like, it's a formula that works, bro. You know what I mean? It's a great cop buddy movie with some outrageous action scenes and stupid moments because they're just trying to be top each other in the role, right? You know, you're like, you could tell they're having fun on the set, bro, man. You know, you're having jokes with Stallone, you're having jokes with Kurt Russell. You're like, this is just macho man sort of business here, man. This is like, you know, that was like prime macho man business in action man business back in the day, bro. But because basically, I'm trying to remember because I didn't get to watch it, guys. Gilman watched it recently. So they were framed, right, for killing somebody, and they're two cops from different districts, right?
That's right, yeah. They're two LA cops, but they've never worked together, and there's always been this competition and this one main boss. There's never background on these bosses. They're still in a secret location because the end part cracked me up. But yes, they're always from different sides cracking on this guy's business or whatnot. But the end, like even my missus, because she was watching it, she was like, "Who's this bad guy?" Because they're driving this big truck around this massive open land, and this bad guy not like has access to trucks, has cement trucks and motorbikes and tanks and like buses and like what does this bad guy do? I'm like, I don't know. He's a criminal lord. Like, let him be, man. Let him have a bus and a school bus and a fucking truck and whatnot. But it's hilarious. Like, why has he got all this stuff? I don't know, but it works for the movie. And also,
he was a development manager, bro. That turned to a bad guy.
Well, that's probably what it was. None of it makes sense.
It was a business front, bro.
None of it makes sense, but it
money
does.
into a business. Yeah, I know, but you know, sometimes this is what I'm saying about movies. Like, you know, sometimes we just don't need to know, bro. You know, like telling me about the beginning of why fucking David the flute shit. I'm swearing too loud. Flute playing android wanted to create these xenomorphs.
You're not gonna let that go, are you?
Never, bro, never. Because I like the fact that the aliens were kind of a mystery. Yes, in the comic books they dived into origins and why they started, and probably the predators created them to kill them. But bro, flute playing android David, because he was upset with the humans, he created xenomorphs. Stop it, man. I don't want to see those shit films no more, bro. Sorry. Yeah. They're not, they're like, I've watched them. It's fine for what it is. I love the mystery in some of the stuff. Like, I don't need explanation. I feel like now we're, as an audience, and this is what Christopher Nolan does, is he wants the audience to think, he wants the audience to feel. So
But I
there are
think
movies like that.
you'll
That
definitely appreciate
yeah,
Silent Night, and you'll definitely appreciate the world. What was it called? The World Sound. What the hell what's it called again?
at the world's end or
The
something.
world's there, yeah, yeah. You definitely
Yeah.
appreciate that. I would have to say, leave the world behind. Sorry, you'll definitely
Leave the
appreciate
world
that.
behind. Yeah.
But yeah, no, those 80s movies have that. That's why they're easy to watch. I had no issue. I had no problems watching this movie, and I also had no I was laughing, I was giggling, I was laughing at how
Mm,
stupid things are. Obviously I'm older now, I'm an adult, I can see things better or whatnot. I was laughing how silly things are and how bad things are. I'm like, oh man, you can't say that shit these days, but you're laughing at it, you're enjoying it, you're looking at
mm.
Terry Hatcher, and you're like, oh goddamn, she was fine. For back in the days. Again, 80s movies, you see Kurt Russell and Stallone in the shower together, ass all over the place, which they love doing. Especially Stallone, because he worked out a lot back then. Just the 80s formula, man. It was just so good. And I don't know, everything's just hilarious about it, man. I love those movies. I love this
Nah,
whole
they're good, bro. I'll never let go of those stuff, because those are like the building foundations of what we get now. And bro, movie is a movie. I think it's important that people need to know that, like, there's going to be movies that are not great, and but this is, remember, guys, fully our opinion, my thoughts, what I love about cinema is because it does take me away, bro. Reality is shit sometimes, man. Sometimes they bring reality into movies. You watch those movies, documentaries, style, and stuff like that. But that goes a lot near. Uh, in general, like, they're just movies, man. It's good fun. Like, people make movies to entertain. Remember that. You lose the focus in putting a review out of saying, this is wasted my time and the rest of it. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie before.
I remember that. Me and Ahmed have. We went and watched. Oh, you wouldn't believe what movie it was, man. It was the one with Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Matt Damon. I can't remember what it was called, but we went because of them guys. I think it was it. I think Robert De Niro directed it. His second movie. So I can't remember what it was called. It was so boring. It was so boring, and I can't believe we walked out of that movie. Out of all the movies ever to walk out of, but it was so boring. But I never said it was a waste of time because I genuinely wanted to see them guys on the screen. It was just too boring
Oh,
for
The
us to
Good
say.
Shepherd,
Yes, okay.
Angela Jolie,
How many years ago was that?
Alec Baldwin, 2006.
Yeah, we walked out that movie. I mean, look at that cast. I would never say it was a waste of time because we went there to see
William
these
Hurt. That's a
amazing
massive
people.
cast, bros.
It
Yeah.
was boring completely, but we walked out. But
I've never walked out of a movie. I don't think I found a movie to be that boring, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it'll
yeah.
be
All
fun. All right, yeah,
right.
we'll
My
leave
guy
it to
went
that.
into
Sorry,
it.
man. I went into a daydream. I saw a message come through for work. So yeah, I got to get back into work mode. But yeah, no,
Hang
we'll
on,
leave it there,
Cash.
bro. I think that was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, Tango and Cash was good, bro. I'll still see it as a
That's
classic.
the soundtrack. That's it. It came back to me. Yeah. Wicked soundtrack. So
Yeah,
simple and so good. That's what you mentioned.
exactly,
Those 80s soundtracks
exactly.
were so simple, but they were catchy.
They're catchy, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's how they catch us, bro. That's how they catch us.
Oh my God. All right.
Cool.
Well, guys, that was the end segment. That's it, man. Kibla, man, you want to take us out?
Yeah, man. Listen, as always, guys, massive thank you for the support on the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Make sure you click like, notifications, click subscribe, guys. It helps us out. There's 70% of you that are not subscribed to the channel, but you watch our content. See, Nia's even saying it. Subscribe, click subscribe, share the video, guys. If you think friends or family, or you connect with somebody, share it with them. But massive thank you. Follow us on our social media journey as well. We're on X, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I've got a massive giveaway going out at the moment for the Shazam movie. I've got Funko Pops and stuff to give away to all you guys. But no, massive thank you for the love on the channels. Check out all the recent episodes. So we've got a Geek Out session with Luke Bug, the Geek of Steel on there, guys. We've got the episode Geek Out session with Adam Deacon and Jazzie. Jazzie's Zonzolo from the movie Some Other Hood. And we've got a new episode coming out with Aaron. I've got another episode to record next week with Jessica, who's a writer, comic book writer. and then I kind of will have the end of year highlights episode, and then kind of go from there. But as always, guys, descriptions to the donations are in our social media profiles, guys. So just click on the bio there, and you'll see there, help us out. I'll put it in the link as well when this episode's out. But thank you very much, guys. One love.
We out. Peace.
Peace.